What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most advanced Bluetooth headphones on the market, the Sony WH-1000X M3s. And let's give this video a thumbs up if you love some good old your average consumer headphone videos. It's hard to believe Sony's already on their third version of these headphones, especially considering how good the first two were, but Sony improved on a lot of things with this one. And here's what it's all about. And design-wise, these look pretty similar to the last version, although Sony did add some copper accents to this black color. I think Sony has this new love for copper accents. We've seen it in a couple of their new products. I'm not mad at it, not something I would have expected, but it doesn't look bad. And Sony went and changed a few of the materials that they used on this one to make it quite a bit lighter and more comfortable. And to me, that's something this headphone needed to make it a bit more attractive in comparison to something like the Bose QC35-2s, which were extremely comfortable. So Sony focusing on the comfort here is a really good thing. Now, these are lighter than the previous version because they seem to forego some of the metal pieces and just went straight up plastic, which I'm not mad at. These don't feel cheap and they're quite a bit lighter. And they also changed around the ear cups. They made it a bit bigger so that they fit completely around your ear, which is something I absolutely welcome. It's nice to have just plush ear cushions sitting right on the ears. Like, to me, right now, this is nice. I could do this for hours. And guys, while these still look like an extremely premium pair of headphones, I gotta say, the Mark IIs, they just had a nicer look to me. They had these leather ear cups on the sides. These are now smoother, so you no longer have that leather look. There's just some of those nice touches that the Mark IIs had that made them seem like an extremely premium pair of headphones that the Mark IIIs just no longer have. And it's not a big deal unless you're comparing these two side by side, but coming from the Mark IIs, I do kind of miss those accents. And one thing that's also been changed is that the Mark IIs had this little gap that you guys can see between the headband and my head, while the Mark IIIs kind of make that gap a lot smaller. I can barely get my finger in as I did with the Mark IIs, so that is a nice addition as well, if you care about looks like that. So design-wise, I think Sony made a lot of the right choices in terms of comfort and durability, but I do wish it had some of those premium touches that kind of made it feel like the $350 headphones that they are. Now, in terms of features, these pretty much share the same toolbox as the Mark IIs, with the touch panel on the side where you can control your music, so you no longer have those weird buttons around the ear cups. But I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of them, but it works for me. And for those of you who have never seen these headphones and you don't know about the controls, there's a touch panel so that you can swipe up to increase the volume or swipe down to decrease it, and you can swipe forward to skip to the next track and swipe back to go back a track. You can also double tap to play and pause music as well as answer calls. There's also this other cool feature where you can palm the right ear cup and turn on the ambient sound, which causes the headphone to drastically decrease the audio of whatever you're listening to, and it turns on ambient sound so that it can hear everything that's going on around you. So maybe if you're on a train or you're in a park somewhere and you kind of hear something funny but you don't want to take off your headphones, whatever the situation may be, you can just put your hand over that ear cup and kind of hear around you so that you know what's going on, I guess. That's honestly one of those things where I probably wouldn't use the feature that often, but if Sony were to take it away, I'd probably be a little upset. And with that noise canceling button, you can actually toggle between that or Google Voice, and you can do that in the settings in your app. But for the noise canceling, let's talk about that for a second. Hands down, the best noise canceling on headphones you can find on the market right now. And these actually go the extra mile and not only have this one dedicated sound barrier for noise canceling, it can actually adapt to whatever environment you are in using the app. It has this noise canceling optimizer, which is just absolutely insane. So it'll adjust its frequencies to really cancel out wherever you are, and it works very, very well. Best I've ever heard on a pair of headphones. So if you are a frequent traveler, this is going to be a godsend. If you are on the plane and you just want to cancel all of that rumbling out, this is going to be very, very, very nice. And there are other features like the ambient noise features where it uses the mics all over the headset to allow you to hear what's going on around you while still listening to your music. So if you want to be aware of your surroundings, you can definitely have that. An example that I love to give is that when I listen to my music while I'm shooting or maybe even cleaning or doing whatever it may be, and Ari is calling me, I'll be able to hear her because I have that ambient noise feature on. So whether it's your wife or your parents who are calling you all the time and you don't want to miss out on that call so they don't yell at you in a few minutes, you can definitely have that feature on, which I think is a nice touch. One thing I will say though that is really, really annoying to me, like I feel pretty strongly about this, guys, is that feature turns on when you're making a voice call, which makes absolutely no sense. I would only want noise canceling on so that I can only hear the person that I'm speaking with, but when it's that ambient noise feature, I can hear someone else's conversation while having my own conversation, and I can hear my own voice while speaking to the person I'm speaking with. It's just a very, very weird sensation, and I've been trying to turn off that feature forever now since I got my hands on these headphones, but I haven't been able to find where I can turn that option off. I can't find it in the settings, I can't find it on the headphones. So if one of you guys know, please enlighten me with a comment down below. But if there is no way to turn that off, I really do think that it will be frustrating for someone to answer calls while being out and about and there's a lot of noise going on, because that will all get in on your voice call. I'm telling you guys, it's pretty annoying. And you still have that NFC on the left ear cup, so if you want to pair this to a device very easily, something with NFC, you can just tap it to it and then pair it very simply without having to jump into the settings and all that crazy stuff. And as I mentioned before, you can also map that noise canceling button to be your Google Assistant button. And I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't taken advantage of the Google Assistant very much with these headphones, but it is really cool to have it there because this thing can read text messages, it can tell you what upcoming events you have, it can read notifications, those kind of things that you all have in your Google now. It'll give you access to all of that, which I really do like, but I honestly just pull out my phone and just kind of look instead. But it is cool to have it there, maybe if you don't have your phone nearby. Definitely a nice feature to have. Now, one of the other cool features is the fact that this thing has a companion app that allows you to customize and change a lot of the stuff going on with the headphones. You can change the ambient noise feature to include more outside sounds or even less. You can actually control just how much you're letting in. You can also change the quality of your music with the EQ, so you can change it if you want to have more bass, more vocals, whatever it is you want to hear more. That's pretty standard stuff, it's an EQ. But you can also change the soundstage, so if you want to feel like you're in a concert, or maybe if you're in a hall, you can actually change the sound to give you that feel so that you feel like you're in a concert. Since these are closed back headphones, you're going to be able to get a wider feel if you want. It's all digital and whatnot, but it is a pretty cool effect. Not one that I've ever used, but it's there. And since these are a pair of Bluetooth headphones, the app even gives you an option to prioritize sound quality or connection quality. So if you happen to be, I don't know, playing basketball in the gym and you've got your phone down on the side, you can prioritize that connection quality since you'll be moving away from your headphone. So having that kind of flexibility is really nice to see here. And Sony also has this DSEEHX option that you can turn on or off. And for those of you who have no idea what that is, but pretty much this is going to be able to push those MP3s and make them sound like high resolution audio. Basically, it's going to improve the sound quality. You can turn it on to see how it actually impacts your music, but it's supposed to be able to upscale it and make it sound better. And one thing that I also really like is that it has this automatic power off button. So if you're not using the headphones for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you can set it to whatever you want. It'll automatically turn off the headphones. That way you're not wasting battery. So with the Mark IIIs, one of the biggest changes that they've introduced is the inclusion of USB Type-C and fast charging. In total, you'll get about 30 hours of battery life using these wirelessly. And if you quick charge it for just 10 minutes, you get 5 hours of playback. And that is a very, very nice addition. Let's say your batteries die while you're at work. If you charge it for 10 minutes right before you leave, you'll be able to use them right before your commute back home. And USB Type-C just makes it one less cable to carry. And I really, really like that addition. So we've seen improvements in some of the features, charging, and the overall design. But what about that sound quality? And I gotta say, guys, I am happy to report that these also sound awesome. I don't know how Sony does it, but they've also improved on the sound quality here in comparison to the Mark IIs. You're getting a very balanced sound out of these, and that's not to say that these sound mediocre in any department. They actually sound really good. Bass isn't super crazy. It's not one of those head thumpers. They have the 950 N1s for that, but the bass is still very present here, pretty punchy, but vocals come in nice and clear. It is a really, really good sounding pair of headphones. And honestly, these are probably gonna be my go-tos in terms of sound quality, unless I'm looking for some really thumping bass, which I will always go to my 950 N1s for. I'm a guy who listens to a really wide variety of music, and I gotta say, these have performed well for pretty much all the genres that I've thrown at it. I think having that amazing sound quality, all of those cool features, and the improved comfort have officially knocked these off the Bose QC35s as my easy to grab go-to headphones whenever I'm traveling. It is going to be the 1000X Mark IIIs, always, until something better comes around the corner. Now, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. You want to know the price. These are very, very pricey headphones. They go for $350. absolutely on the high end when it comes to headphones, although some Bluetooth headphones do range around $400 if you go really premium. And I feel like these at the 350 range are priced just right. They're at the upper echelon in terms of sound for Bluetooth headphones, in terms of features, and now comfort, so you are getting your money's worth. Now, one thing that's great is that this thing also comes with a solid case. I'm not too crazy about the way this case looks. There's a lot of colors going on, from the copper zipper handle to the gray body and the blue mesh net. There's just a lot going on with this case. It's not the best looking in the world, but it does definitely get the job done in terms of protecting your headphones. And that's what's most important. And that about wraps it up, guys. These are the most advanced Bluetooth headphones out right now. I definitely enjoy using them, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this helped you make a purchasing decision, whether or not you want to pick it out. But leave a comment down below on what you guys think of it. I'll have it linked down below in the description as well. But till the next one, guys, it's your average consumer. Peace.